awkward
Oh,
start. Done. Now we could go into it.
actually, that little laugh I just did reminded me of this dude. Y'all gotta check out. Oh my god, this kid is hilarious. His name is Waxon, so like Jackson, but Waxon.
Uh-huh.
Um, on IG. So it's WACKSON_22. Yo,
Funny.
he's what we would have called back in the day. I mean, I still use it, but like a herb, right?
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
he
yeah,
got
yeah.
that herb vibe,
Right.
but he uses that to his advantage. So he like dresses in whatever he thinks is fly, and then he'll approach the camera and kind of show off his drip, and he's like, "Yo, my drip is so whatever," like bigging himself up, right? And then he goes up to the camera and he'll like say some shit that he'll say to like your girl. He'll be like, I roll up on your girl and I'll be like, "Yo, what's up, baby? Come through," or whatever, like some shit.
Yeah.
And then he ends it with like this loud ass laugh. It's like, yo, but the way he puts it together, I cry every time. Has nothing to do with fatherhood. It was just
But
like,
I can segue for you.
okay, let's do it.
Okay, so speaking of like old school terms or words,
Yeah,
I find it hilarious that so if you listen like okay, so our kids are I guess considered Gen Alpha at this point, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. Of
Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they've got the whole this all new slang and shit, but a lot of it is recycled stuff
course.
or
Yeah.
versions of things that we were saying. And so every time that he says something or we're like or we know a song or whatever, his mind is blown. It's like, what? How do you know that? like, dude, like this was the shit that we were using that was popular, years ago. That's
I
why
love
it's
that.
hilarious when they
I love that. My kids back, like I'd say this like 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago. When my oldest was like, I guess starting to get into like TikTok and stuff,
Yeah,
she would be like, "That's a TikTok." So everything, right? That's a TikTok, and it was mostly like sound, so music for the most part.
right.
And then some joint would come on that was like a snippet from like a Michael Jackson song, for example, that was
Yeah,
turned into like this
right.
TikTok sound. And then like they'll be saying it around the house, and then I finish it. Like I'll take that piece and then
Yeah,
I'll finish it. And they're like, "What?" And I'll be like,
100%.
"Yeah, that's like here's where that came from." And what kills me though, and I still take issue with this, and maybe this is just me being old. Like we came from a generation where remixes were like the 90s was plagued, 2000s plagued with remixes. Puff Daddy, king of the sampling, right? But then now you've got the remix to the remix. So you're like multiple hops away from the
Yeah,
original. And so my kids will sing a song that's on the radio or whatever, and it borrows pretty heavily from a previous song. And then I sing the original. So I sing the first remix,
right.
and they're like, "What is that?" Like almost like it doesn't sound good. And I'm like, "Y'all motherfuckers don't know what music sounds like."
Just like the previous generation when we're sampling from stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But it irks me, and it shouldn't, but it irks me, bro. And I've held back on even speaking on it because I don't want to ruin their journey through discovering what clicks for them from a musical standpoint. But it just like it's like nails on a chalkboard sometimes, man. And I need a way to vent.
Yeah, it's funny what they get into. I mean, my son he's listening to all kinds of stuff right now.
He's locked.
Not, he's locked in. Like I mean, he was on a serious 90s hip hop flow for a while, and
Yeah.
then he was in, okay, more like trying to figure out what some of the popular music was. And now he's big on like 80s rock because
Wow.
he's doing the school play, which is Rock of Ages. So now
Right.
he's hearing all this stuff. But then his playlist, which he wants to hear over and over again, it's got so much random stuff. You know what I mean? It'll have like Africa from Toto, and then it has Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby Got Back, and 50 Cent in the Club, and then Tribe Called Quest, and then it got all this other Bon Jovi and just and then like the Rima, Selena Gomez, the Afro beats. It's
Yeah.
all over the place. It's pretty interesting to see him, but man, he is.
I think that's dope though. If
Yeah,
he put it together, right? So
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
like it means something to him and it puts him in a certain vibe, which is dope.
Definitely. And then, so it's like whenever we're in the car, I guess this is what we used to do. I'm just, instead of, I mean, he listens to his playlist and it's got a lot of songs on it, but he's listening to that when he's doing homework or when he's talking to his friends or playing games or whatever. And then he'll text my wife and me the playlist link so that when we get in the car, we can put it on as well. So it's running all the time. It's like,
So
can we
you
listen
got
to
it.
some music? I'm like, yeah, what do you want to hear? He's like, I texted you my playlist. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
So that shit is on heavy rotation over. So you guys are
Definitely.
like, all right, bro, can we switch this up?
Yeah, I mean the good news is that he's got it's a pretty lengthy playlist at this point.
Okay.
But there are some that like I mean he just I don't know how it was just the other night. I don't even know how we stumbled upon Baby Got Back, the Sir Mix-a-Lot song. I don't
Yeah,
know what I don't know how that because it's not like a song that's in heavy rotation on our end at all.
right, right.
But somehow he heard it and then he just this shit was on a constant loop for the for the night. I mean, and then he of course he memorized the lyrics and he's like, I'm like,
Oh
come on, dude.
shit. Yo,
He's like,
can
so
we
what does it mean when they say you get sprung? I'm like, okay.
yo. So wait, there is a debate, I think, out there, right? I mean, in my head, like every time I have this like this fight within myself, because every time we get in the car, my car has the like it's not CarPlay, it's a Google based
Yeah,
system, but essentially it's like CarPlay, right?
right.
And so it's linked into Spotify. So on demand music is very easily accessible. So easy, in fact, that you could be sitting in the back, it's an SUV, you could be sitting all the way in the third row, and the kids would be like, "Hey Google, play whatever."
Right.
And so we're driving whatever, and then I'm listening to whatever I'm listening to. Typically, it's like the radio because I don't want to think about it. I just want to
Yeah.
let the
Yeah.
rotation spin. And we got a dope station. Shout out to 94.7 The Block out here in New York, where it plays a lot of the stuff that you
Cypher
know
sounds.
Cypher Sounds is on there. Yeah, shout
Yeah.
out to Cypher. So I just let that rock, and it does a good job of giving the variety that we as a family can rock with.
Yeah.
But every so often, they want to take over and listen to some shit, and it it's not so much what they select, it's more so the interruption and the constant like, all right, they don't even listen to the full song. Like they'll listen to like a half a minute,
They just start
right?
shouting out all this
And
all the shit,
exactly.
right? Yeah.
And then it's like all three of them at the same time, or and it just and then we say this thing, which I think a lot of people will sympathize with. It's like, especially when you're trying to find, I don't care how much you put the GPS, if it's a new place,
Yeah.
you can get lost, right? And so when we drive and trying to get to a new place, I can't I can't see well when my hearing is essentially like
Yeah.
being with all the shouting and shit. So I'm like, yo, shut up. And tempers flare. So I'm always like, I want them to be able to leverage the technology that exists and like listen to music in different ways because it's different now. But it's like ingrained in me to listen in a different way, and it
I
fucking
got
drives
I
me
got an
nuts.
easy fix for you.
Let's go.
Turn that function off in the car.
A
Okay. Turn the voice command off.
good point. It is a good point.
Let them
But
do it in the house. Let them do it in the house.
what I said to them was, yo, basically, like I don't mind. We don't mind that you guys want to listen to your stuff.
Yeah.
Set up a playlist,
Right.
and then we'll just tap that and let that rock. Like you can't skip. I mean, you can skip. You
Yeah.
can't like do much more than what's in that playlist if that's what you want to listen to.
Yeah, the playlist was good. I mean, my son definitely like, hears something, adds it in,
That's dope.
so
I think that's dope.
Yeah.
Your son is really cool in the sense like he inherently within him, he loves to explore the different genres and like takes to music kind of in a different way than a deeper way. And I think a lot of kids is more passive. It feels like he's more like in the weeds, right?
Yeah, he's definitely he gets more and more into it. Um and he also understands like the way it can affect the vibe and the mood and the setting. And it's like you might like a whole bunch of different songs, but if you're in a certain mood or you want the vibe to be a certain way, you put the right music on for it. I can give you a perfect example. It's like so we have cats, right? And so we
Yeah.
decided the other night, all right, it's time, we got to give these cats a bath. And that's not something it's normally not a very fun thing to do.
So
It's
you
way
throw on Baby Got Back.
That's if you want the cat to scratch the shit out of you. Right. So he goes on to YouTube and he looks up and he comes up with a playlist of cat spa music. He's like, we got to make it feel relaxing in here so that the cat is
Wow.
calm and doesn't freak out. And we were kind of clowning him a little bit, like,
Right.
really?
Yeah.
He's like, no, no, trust me.
I
I'm
got
like, I'm
this.
like, all right. So he puts it on and it feels, it's like relaxing spa music, very calm, very chill. And then sure enough, you know, we we get the water warm for the cat and everything and it was no problem at all. Like
Get
it
out
was
of here.
super smooth, super calm. And he's like, "See, I told you the cat likes the calm the
Yo,
calm music." I was
your
like,
son
"All
is
right."
he's the cat whisperer, bro.
Yeah.
That's funny. I see. I'm not that into, not especially not that age, like in tune with the correlation between music and the vibe and like leveraging that because he's like, I mean, he's very intentional. It
Yeah.
sounds like about it. Like he
Yeah, nah.
understands
Yeah,
the power of it.
he'll be intentional. I mean, like I said, if he's kind of on a normal flow, even when he's doing homework, it's that playlist and it's all the different songs and everything.
Yeah.
But there's also times where it's like, all right, I really need to be much calmer. He'll throw on some classical music and bring the vibe down and get into that zone for whatever it is he's got to do. So
That's
it's
dope.
interesting. Yeah.
I can't. I still to this day can't listen to music while I'm working, and I want to, but because I could, like, you know how dope it is when you in a rhythm and then you got the beats in the background. Like that
Yeah,
would
I
be
used to be
dope.
able to. I mean, when I was younger, for sure, I could have it on and do my thing. But I have a harder time these days. Although what I found is that if I have instrumental music playing in the back, so whether that's jazz, classical, but then if I there's a pretty good playlist on Apple Music, like I think it's called like lo-fi jazz, and
Yeah.
it's basically like you know hip hop jazz instrumental stuff.
I'm gonna check it out.
So it gives you a little bop, but at the same time, it's pretty low key. It almost makes you feel like you ever gone into like a dope hotel
Yeah, the
and they
lobbies.
and the lobby, it smells nice. It's got the background music on that just makes it feel like kind of
Yeah,
peaceful, but still like there's some energy going on.
yeah.
I put that on, and it kind of puts me in that zone.
Yo, you sold me, dog.
I can work like that.
I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
See, so I could do lo-fi actually. I don't do it enough, but lo-fi does the job.
Yeah.
It's the lyrics, bro. Because like as soon as you throw lyrics in there, like I wanna understand what's being said. I want to rock with it too. Like ad lib in that bitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, did you hear we're doing a music video for fatherhoods?
No, we are.
Yeah. No, we're not.
Okay.
I just made that
You
up.
just putting it out there. Okay. Now what were you saying about wait, was that you in the text chat
Yeah. Which
about
one?
your daughter?
Oh, yeah. But hold on, wait.
Okay.
Let me
Okay.
let me finish the link with this
All right, let me
music
see
video
what the
thing.
link is here. Yes.
So in our group text, damn it, I gotta find a way to make sure I push this on social. But there was this these dads did a music video, a rap song.
Oh, is that the one you sent earlier today?
Yeah.
Okay, got it, got it.
Um, so I was like, yo, that's one of those things where it's like, yo, it's like a battle rap. Like we should battle these dudes and like
Yeah,
get after it. But we live in three different places. And
right.
for us to do a music video, we might have to do it through Zoom, and it's not gonna look that great.
No,
But it was a fun. I'll share it on social on the Fatherhood social channel once this airs, so you guys can check it out and give your opinion. But I thought it was very interesting. They talk about a lot of the stereotypes of fathers, um, and it was well done. I think it was well done.
nice. Now,
The children drama ish.
yes,
All right. So, does your son take the school bus to school?
no,
Okay, you guys take him. You
yep.
drop him off. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the privilege, I guess, the gift and the curse of allowing our kids to go on the school bus.
Yep.
And the at first that was always scary because you don't know what's going on the bus, and a lot of things could pop off in there. But it's worked out well for us, and we've been doing it for years, so we're accustomed to it. But my youngest, she's 7. She's gonna be 8 soon. Um, she's getting off the bus the other day. I'm waiting for them, and she hops out of the bus and is like a little like her demeanor is a little off. She's usually either very happy
Mm-hmm.
or she's kind of like sad about something. Usually not in between, but she was kind of more in the middle this time. And as soon as she comes off the bus, she comes to me, and then immediately behind her is her friend coming off as well, and she's like, "Did you kiss so and so?" And I was like, "What?"
Mm.
And I look at her friend, and I look at my daughter, and I'm like, I was about to like spaz, but then I was like, chill. Let me just walk away. Let's walk. I'll get away from the folks that are here, and let's have a private conversation because she's not gonna do well if I'm attacking, especially in front of other people. And it's just a bad look. I don't want it to be like a bad thing.
Yeah.
I just want to find out what's going on.
Yep.
So she looks like I ask her when we get away, and I'm like, yo, so what's this about you kissing somebody? And she's kind of she kind of looks at me like, yo, dad, let me explain this to you. Like that's kind of the face she gave me.
Mm-hmm.
And we in the house, and then she starts to explain, like, look, this kid on the bus sitting next to me, I wanted him to give her, she wanted something from him, right? And if you're talking to somebody and you want them to do something, sometimes people will be like threaten you, right? So
Right.
to get what they want. So at that age in her school, when you threaten somebody with a kiss, it's a bad thing, right? Like, oh no, I
Right.
don't want it. No, I don't want none of that shit. So it's like almost like the worst thing you could say. So she wanted whatever was so bad, and she was like, "Yo, give it to me. I'm gonna kiss you." And it threw, and like for a second, I was like, all these thoughts were going through my head, like, "Yo, you can't do that shit." Like all these like don'ts popped up in my head. But when she explained it to me, I was like, "Okay, I get it. Like I see what you're saying." I was like, "You gotta be careful when you say stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
because it can get taken like it on its face sounds crazy. You got to be careful about what you're saying, but I get why you said it. And my daughter's a bit of a clown too, so she did it to get a reaction, of
Right.
course.
Right.
And then instead of spazzing, I was just like, all right, funny. Like, and then I just started making all these connections to myself, like something I would have absolutely done if the roles were reversed and that kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. So at the end of the day, it was harmless, but the way she used it was as a threat.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, all right. Well played.
Yeah. Yeah. Later on, that'll
It'll
get you in
mean something
trouble. Yeah.
completely
Mm-hmm.
different. And yeah, yeah. So yeah, I thought that
Dude,
was fun.
what grade is your
She's
youngest in?
in second.
Second grade.
Yeah.
So now the shit they don't do they have because I know when my son was in like really up until fourth grade, there seemed to be, boys and girls had no problem hanging out with each other and being friends and all that. It wasn't really until this year, fifth grade, that there's all of a sudden the stigma
Division.
of, you know, oh, you sitting with the girls, or the girls can't sit with the boys.
The I'll call it beef, even though it's not beef, but like that division
Yeah.
came about for fourth grade, in fourth grade here for my son. I can't remember
Okay.
for my
Okay.
oldest.
Yeah.
That's when we started. As a matter of fact, I might have mentioned this on the pod. Like the summer entering fifth grade, like he had a group of girls come to our house, just unexpected,
Yeah.
knock on the door, like checking for him, and it was like way too much and too weird. Like the relationship and how that was all like kind of evolving happened super fast. But that whole division of like the girls over there, the boys over here, and like, yo, too much drama, yo, leave them over there, was definitely fourth grade.
Mm.
So are you finding like girls that your son might have been really cool with, like there's distance now, or some weirdness?
Yeah, originally there was, but I think he's found a way to make it not weird anymore, or he was kind of persistent and not caring, and then the girls were like, oh, okay, so we can still, be friends and everything.
Got it.
Because at first it was, yeah, it was that it's almost like, your peers, like, I guess especially more, I think it's more so on the girls' side from what I'm hearing. Like the girls start getting into each other, and then, oh, you like such and such, and all
Uh
this kind of stuff, and like giving each other a hard time to so that you don't even want to like be friends with a boy.
mm. And so yeah, it's like I can't look, I can't not I can't excuse my son from blame here, but I did see something similar in his recently, like a few months ago. We were talking to his teacher, and the teacher was like, "Your son, amazing student,
Mhm.
handsome boy, like, he checks all the boxes essentially, but he needs to not involve himself with like the gossip and the shit,
Yeah.
right? That goes around." And I'm talking to him about it. I'm like, yo, so what's going on, man? Why you in the middle of dumb shit like that? Like, why you feel like you need to be involved? And basically, it boiled down to like people got his name in their mouth and talking around him about
Hmm.
him, and nothing bad. It's more or less just like you said, like this
Yeah.
girl's like, oh, you have a crush on so and so, blah blah, and then he feels the need to like say something, and I'm like, yo, don't worry about that shit. Like,
Right.
so
If
long
you
as
leave
it's,
it, alone and show it doesn't bother you, then it goes away.
yeah. But then I'm like, unless you like the girl
Right.
and then you involving yourself, and now that's a whole different conversation. It's like every other week, it's like, oh, I have a crush on so and so. Nah, I don't have a crush on so and so anymore. I'm like, yo, you can't be on and off like that all the time. Like, what's going on? But
Mm.
this is that age. Like
Yeah.
they go through all that shit now.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Well, we might have to wrap this one up
I think
quicker
it's a wrap.
today.
I think
Yeah.
it's a wrap.
Because
Yeah, he couldn't make it today, but that's okay. We'll catch him next week.
yep.
And stay classy, San Diego.
All right. What?
Wait, you can end on a weird one and I can't? What was the one you did? Yo, do it again, please. I forgot what how
Oh
you
no,
ended.
that was just me making fun of the vloggers.
Do it
Hi,
again, do it
hi guys.
again. Oh no, right. You began it that way. That's
Right.
what it was.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Till the
All right,
next
man.
time.
Yep.
Peace.
Later.